The luxury industry, many analysts would say, and even some in the industry itself, would say that they were quite late to the game in terms of being conscious about their social and environmental impacts in their companies and through their supply chains. Perhaps because many of them didn't have as big concerns as sort of more mass market brands and companies that have traditionally raised concerns like an oil industry and so on. But the spotlight has been on luxury now for at least the last 3 years for a number of reasons, of one of which is growing consumer awareness about social and environmental challenges in the world and their aspirations to have products that don't contribute to problems and even provide some solutions to, say, an environmental problem or providing employment for people, decent jobs. So I would say that the luxury industry now, as a whole, has woken up to the need to be socially engaged, to contribute towards sustainable development. There's been a lot of new people being hired, new departments being established. Now we're seeing corporate responsibility reports from a number of the brands and the groups, but there's a long way to go. It's quite a complex challenge to integrate sustainability and responsibility into any company. I would answer that question in two ways. You've got some fantastic small, medium-sized companies in the luxury space where their whole value proposition, the individual entrepreneurs, their reason for being in business was to do something special on a social or environmental issue. And so for them, I'll give you an example. There's a brand called Eco Boudoir who have ethical lingerie business, and they're sold in Harrods and Selfridges and Barney's and so on. But they're a very small company. But the whole idea was to provide women with something beautiful and ethical at the same time, and through that set an example for the rest of the industry. And they obviously had problems of scale, and so they're now working with some larger companies to help them reach scale. That's one example. But then looking at, say, a more established, a much bigger company, I think the ones that are doing the most on this are, for me, the ones who are truly the most luxurious, meaning with a great heritage that they have sustained, great craftsmanship, and where they haven't gone for mass production, outsourcing, and trying to cover that up with spending a lot on celebrity and fancy PR campaigns. And the two brands I would point to in that way are Hermès in France and Zegna in Italy.
Yep.
Because people naturally, when they join companies, have an aspiration to contribute